gun goes a PESHENG WENG WENG. Type pass your ears. One get your head back, make you go in a the grave. PESHENG WENG WENG WENG. You alone like you seeing, but me just a beat it like slave. PESHENG WENG WENG. I know Mr. Chin boy. Me a tell you how this something when me bring us a PESHENG WENG 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 WENG. PESHENG WENG WENG WENG. The way me evil, go for them for no fucking reason. When me there behind the wheels driving in a vehicle. Road me no jive, sidewalk click down fucking people on a job. Flat a gun in a the ear just like a eagle. See the feds a come. Guess what me do? Grenade in my right hand, left hand pulling eagle. Them a chop it at me out, but right hand me can't go reason. So them say me mad, that me take the cock here with the eagle. When the grenade in the ear, be a man a duck. Who na boss say them a dead up all them man and foot drop me pull. PESHENG WENG WENG. Type pass your ears. One get your head back, make you go in a the grave. PESHENG WENG WENG WENG. You alone like you saying, but Shamaka beat it like slave. PESHENG WENG WENG. I know Mr. Chin boy. Me a tell you how this something when me bring us a weng 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 weng. PESHENG WENG WEng WEng.
Yeah, this is where you're making your money. For sure.
Hish-Qu-Ten, the bread and butter of Predator. If you're not playing this, you're an idiot, or you're desperate to work hard.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't even say you're an idiot. I think you're a bigger man than me.
All right, describe Hish-Qu-Ten Predator since it's the best, and you want to go into more detail.
You still have a generally pretty similar game plan. You definitely want to get in. That's where you're thriving. But also, I mean, you have decent keep away options. You're not going to outzone everybody in the cast, but you'll definitely be able to contest, and you have so much more to work with. And I mean, this is like one of the most ultimate get away from me tools mid-screen. Only problem with this is some characters don't recognize this as a mid because they're unfair, and like if you're close to me and you duck, not really sure how it works with Predator, yeah. So since it's a mid, that should hit you, even if you're like character distance away. Like, it's not the best ever, but if you're like kind of far away, it'll start hitting you, and you can't really approach.
So it's just the arc, so it's like a force ball kind of thing, depending on where you are, how high.
Yeah. And certain characters have like different properties with that move.
And we completely went into laser when we shouldn't have, but
I mean, that's really all you got. That's the whole variation.
Plasma shot. Back forward 3.
Yeah, so this will cover most jumps. People are jumping in on you. It'll actually really work well. It is a high, so they can duck under it, but you know, it's good for if they're trying to jump over your lasers or whatever. The low laser, I'd say, is your better keep away tool, just a bit harder to use.
Alright, and you can amplify this. 3 shots.
Yeah. So that part of straight laser is amazing. And that's actually neutral on block, like even up close. If you want to block from it. If I get you in like down 4 range, and I'm doing this to you. This is a super good move up close.
If it hits.
Yeah, I mean it will.
Up plasma shot.
Yeah, so you can read like, say like a Melina teleport with that. You can read jump-ins, react to jump-ins. You can read Kenshi's teleport. You know, there's things you can do with it. It's not like incredible, but it is pretty useful if you're say like, you know, you're keeping people out and then you keep checking them with up laser. It's definitely not like a bad move. Because it's just obviously, it's doing like the same thing as a straight laser, keeping them from jumping. It's just better up close.
Wait, you can amplify this?
Yeah, that part of it isn't very useful.
Ground shot.
Yeah, so the ground shot is weird, because if I remember correctly, the ground shot that's close still says -1, but it actually isn't -1. You mind actually switching characters real quick so I can show this? Okay, so in the corner, this is actually pretty difficult to do, but if you block low, the low laser says it's -1 up close, but it's actually not. The other ones are, if I do this or the mid one, these are actually -1, but the close one is actually -7. So if you have a 6 frame normal, you can punish that, and if you have a 7 frame or faster special, you can also punish it technically. It is pretty difficult. But,
wouldn't just the input just buffer if you just see the laser and just input your special move?
Yeah, it's like it's weirdly difficult though, just because the gap is very, very short. But try to punish it with flip kick.
So what am I doing?
Do back 3-1-1 low laser. Yeah.
Back 3-1-1 low laser.
Yeah.
Wait,
The close one.
the close one.
Yeah. It's like weirdly difficult.
Well, I mean, if we can't get this in practice, I mean, who's gonna actually?
No, yeah, you're not exactly gonna punish it, but I'm saying keep doing it so I can show it. It works.
I believe you. You know, you don't have to.
I just want to show it for the video. It's very weird. In fact, yeah, there we go. It's really, really difficult. The point being, people think that you can do low laser and it's only -1, so it's like still pretty much your turn. You can just spam
I thought
poke.
it was -1.
Yeah, it says it in the move list, but as we just saw, technically you can punish it with the 7 frame special. So
as soon
actually
as you see
-7.
someone close laser, you can just poke. It's your turn.
Well, I mean, you don't even have to poke. Like, especially Cassie, you can just do a mid. Like, it's totally your turn. The move list just doesn't tell you that. It's very weird.
So when you see someone just, and then that's a gimmick.
Yeah, that's an absolute gimmick.
Alright, so with the ground laser, you can go close, mid, far.
Yeah, weird thing about the ground laser too. This also isn't in the move list. So do the far ground laser. Okay, now do the ground laser but hold up instead of like forward.
So the ground laser motion but hold up.
Yeah. See how it goes even further?
So yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Go
It's
further.
I don't know why it's not in the move list.
It clips her leg
but-
there, but if I just do regular far laser, it hits the front of her leg.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
weird situations where like you can't hit like Melina with a laser, but if you do far laser, but if you do like the extra far laser that isn't actually in the move list, so if you hold up, it'll
That's a
actually hit
secret
her.
move
it's,
then.
It's really weird.
That's amazing. Alright, I guess this is the most important part. It's that regular stand laser, you can hold it. Cancel.
Mm-hmm. Let me get on this. So
This is the
this
most
is really
important.
good because I mean you can jail off standing 4. Like if you try to armor after this, it won't even work. Unless say you're playing like a female character and you crouch block first hit of that. But you can technically jail standing 2. It's really hard. But yeah, standing 4 will jail and they can armor or like poke back. Could just go other like really good strings to use with this and how to use them.
Wait. Let's just before we get fully into it. So I just want to like describe the cancels in a way. Like what do you do with them? Okay, this is like the bread and butter.
It's gonna take like some practice of like seeing situations a lot, knowing like what works and what doesn't. But essentially, you're like conditioning people to respect certain things because of the cancels, because the cancels are actually plus on block, most of them. Like this one, this is actually neutral on block, but like, you know how we said this string was punishable? It's not that awesome if you're not playing warrior or hish. This string's actually +3 on block if you do the cancel, and this is all assuming you do it frame perfect, if you're doing the cancel perfectly. But that's +3. This is +3. I mean, even like you can cancel down 4, and that's a really good mind game because people are looking for low laser, they're looking for straight laser, EX straight laser, disc. So you can do that, keep getting your turn back. Other good things, this is +4. This is +6. Let me put on infinite meter. This one is +8 on block. Okay, and then actually getting back to this string. You know we were saying earlier, if you hit a down 3, you can like enforce this mid if they keep going under your highs. The reason I was saying I'd rather do the high is because this is +4 and this is +6 on block, and +6 is perfect. It's perfectly plus enough to enforce the mid after it, even if they have a 6-frame poke. So if they try to poke this and you enforce the mid correctly, it'll beat a 6-frame poke every single time. So what they kind of have to do is guess like the high to get more plus frames, or the mid, or they have to guess grab, or they can try to backdash, in which case another one of these will work. So you're kind of just creating a mind game with like enforcing the mid, doing another cancel, shimmying them, trying to do a mix up. There's a lot of different mind games you can do off of it. Yeah, grab. Yeah, you're conditioning the hell out of people is your only goal with that cancel.
So would there be like any mix up, like you go into the overhead but you low laser, or is that always fuzzyable?
Yeah, so everything he does is fuzzyable. The standing 3 low laser is probably the hardest of them, but that is fuzzyable. Low laser will always hit first, is kind of the general rule.
So it just block low and block high.
On this string.
Is this what you're saying?
The fuzzy is just low high. Yeah, this will always hit before the overhead. It's not particularly like super easy to fuzzy, but if you play someone that knows the matchup, they'll be able to fuzzy it.
Okay.
You're throwing disc, you're doing your predator shenanigans. So your general goal is to get in with this character, but you have the added benefit. Well, first of all, when you get in, it's way better than the other variations. And then you have the added benefit of you can get damage mid-screen and control neutral mid-screen, and even zone some characters out. So it's just all around better. You don't have the armor that Warrior has, but I mean, not many characters do. That's actually very good armor. But you do have this wake up, and this actually isn't bad. If somebody's close to you and they're meeting you correctly, you're not really just going to be able to throw this out. But say somebody does like a knockdown where they knock you down like maybe at like this range. When you wake up, this kind of is like a get off me tool. Like they can't really approach after like a not so plus knockdown.
Like knockdown and I want to run in. Just laser.
Yeah, like this will send you back to full screen. So that move is good as a wake up, but it's obviously not armored, so it's not incredible. But it does work sometimes. I mean, you can just keep away as long as you possibly can if you want. The way you're gonna melt people's life bars is definitely by getting in. That's where the character is definitely the best.
So get
Like,
in, knock
his best
down,
form.
use disc, and then
Yeah.
mix.
Yeah, mix. If people aren't fuzzying mix, you can mix all day. It's free.
Another
if they
thing
are fuzzying
is,
it, then you're gonna have to create mind games with cancel. That's where you're gonna get all your damage.
you only get 2 cancels from your stamina.
Yeah, you do get 2. But,
Right,
I mean,
and
that's really good because most characters don't.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to think, like, if I'm fighting you, as soon as you low laser, my turn.
Yeah, it is your turn.
So anyone
the weird
playing,
thing is, if I hold this,
alright,
say if I don't have stamina or I just don't want to use it, if I hold this and then aiming at the ground, I'm actually not I'm not -7 anymore. It's kind of odd. But so that one, it's still your turn, but you're not gonna like punish me if you try to. But yeah, like if I low laser, it's not my turn anymore. And if you let me poke you, like
that's a big
it
game.
is your fault. Yeah.
So like if you're not confident to challenge the cancels, you just wait for laser. Would that be a fair
Yeah, I
thing
mean,
to say?
yeah, but the thing is, like, you can't challenge a lot of the cancels. Like this cancel, if you're doing it correctly, you can poke under it after. If I go for like another mid, say, or especially if I go for a high, but I can poke you out of that. It is plus enough to poke you.
So what is it?
So,
So just say you're in my face and you're just doing whatever you want. How do I know, like how do I challenge? When is my turn? What options do I have besides just armoring?
Well, the whole mind game is, well, first of all, like we said earlier, you can go through gaps of like this string, and then standing through laser. But then I can also like do this string to you. I can do this. So that is a big mind game. And then the whole mind game of like being able to challenge and poke out is just enforcing the mid or going for more plus frames. Like you have to kind of make an educated guess on what I'm gonna do. Because if I do this, like say this, I'm +8. If I do this, I'm +5. But like if I'm +5 and I go for another high, or if I like go for a mid and you have a 6-frame poke, you can poke out of that. But if I try to poke you, then you won't beat me. But then again, if I poke you, I'm giving up my turn if you block it. So it's just it's just a whole bunch of mind games. But the huge thing is that this string, this, etc. I can actually enforce my mid if you try to poke. So like if you try to poke after 3-2, you have to block high. If you try to poke after that, I can blow you up for that, and then I can hit confirm that and do a combo. Either like that, I can do it meterlessly. I mean, there's a lot of ways to do it, but yeah, if I do hit you with that mid and you guess wrong on the mind game, I can blow you up for that and launch you into a combo. That's where like most of the mind games are.
What are some of the weaknesses? Like say if you are playing Hish.
Well, so Hish-Qu-Ten does have more control in neutral, but even still, you still just don't have awesome movement and buttons other than the down 4. But down 4 is generally more annoying than it is good, even though it is really good. It's more so just like an inconvenience to people trying to get in, but you're not getting a ton of mileage off of it per se. It's hard to say you're not getting mileage, but you know, other than this, really, like, you don't really have much. So you're gonna have to find a way to get disc on screen and get in on people. And then obviously the other glaring weakness is that you don't have like good defense because your buttons aren't amazing and you don't have good armor.
So you want to get on them, but you don't want them on you. Is that a fair assessment?
That's very good.
And at range, you have decent zoning, but not the best. So You want to be
Yeah,
here.
against certain characters, it could be really good, but it's not. If you're playing anyone good, they're gonna get in pretty quickly.
Like from full screen, what's the
Yeah.
best option? Just run in or
Yeah, running in is actually really good. If you try to like jump over a laser perfectly, you can. You can run over this laser. You can just like, especially with Cassie, back one is really good. It's kind of hard, but you can actually get under the straight laser, technically.
Okay.
With the back one, and you can even like get under EX. Like, even if you block, which is supposed to extend your hurt box, if you're blocking, even though this is a mid, it won't like hit you. It's just,
It's weird.
it's really weird. That's like specific with female hurt boxes though.
Do that again?
Yeah, that'll hit you
Wait,
standing.
if you hit stand in, then you go into block, it hits.
Yeah, it's because of the block stun.
Okay, okay.